Malaysian cuisine history. Malaysian cuisine is a rich blend of diverse cultural influences shaped by trade, migration, and colonization. Indigenous roots, Malay kingdoms, Chinese and Asian influences, and the impact of colonial powers have all contributed to the unique culinary identity of Malaysia. The use of aromatic spices, coconut milk, and harmonious balance of sweet, sour, salty, and spicy flavors characterize traditional dishes like nasi lemak and laksa. The intermarriage of Chinese and Malays resulted in Peranakan Nyonya cuisine featuring fusion dishes like laksa, nyonya. In modern times, urbanization and globalization have led to the emergence of innovative and diverse fusion in Malaysia. The country's culinary history is a tapestry woven with a variety of cultural threads, making Malaysia dishes a distinctive part of its cultural heritage. Singaporean cuisine history. Singaporean cuisine history is a vibrant blend of culinary traditions shaped by its multicultural history. Indigenous Malay dishes like nasi lemak and rendang laid the foundation. Colonial powers introduced fusion dishes such as devil's curry. Waves of immigrants from China, India, Malaysia, and Indonesia further enriched the cuisine with dishes like Hainanese chicken rice and roti prata. Street food culture flourished with signature dishes like laksa and chili crab becoming popular. Modernization and globalization brought about high-end restaurants and international cuisines, but traditional dishes remain prevalent. Government initiatives like the Singapore Food Festival promote and preserve Singaporean culinary heritage. Overall, Singaporean cuisine is a dynamic fusion of flavors reflecting centuries of migration, trade, and cultural exchange. What is laksa? Laksa is a popular noodle soup originating from Southeast Asia, particularly in Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. Its exact origins are debated, but it's likely emerged from the fusion of Chinese and Malay culinary traditions. The word laksa possibly comes from Sanskrit, meaning many, reflecting the dish's diverse ingredients. Over time, variations like asam laksa, sour fish-based broth, and curry laksa, coconut milk-based broth, developed in Malaysia, while Singaporean laksa is known for its rich coconut milk broth. It is widely enjoyed locally and internationally. Laksa represents the cultural blend and culinary evolution of Southeast Asia.
So good day. Here in the next topic, we're gonna talking about the Malaysian and Singaporean customs, and they are both have a different custom. First, in Malaysian custom, they stick on wearing a certain type of costumes, and Malaysians are not restrictive people, so means they do not like or they don't like hugs and kisses in additions of rising boys in open spaces. They also do not like the head to be touched as it considered a sacred part of their body. And handshaking is one of the accepted tradition in Malaysia. Some of women preferred just nodding their heads instead of handshakings. Malaysians also includes taking off their shoes before entering house, and they offer beverages and they don't like to refuse them. So some of their guests don't want them to refuse their what they are offerings. So when they are eating or serving foods, they should or they prefer to use the right hand in serving foods, and also they also like to take off their shoes when entering the mosques or temples. It is usually to take photos of the places to worship, or but first we need to take their permissions if we gonna take a photos of if we are a tourist there. Then the next one is the custom in Singapore. First is make sure to shake hands firmly with all, even when departing, or slightly bow. You need to bow your head and give them respect. Then second, take off their shoes before entering anyone's house, just like in Malaysian custom. Then the next one is never to pinpoint someone or something with a finger. Just raise your hand or for indication. Never point them because it shows disrespect. Second is gender discrimination is very firm with them because it is legal offense in Singapore. Next one is tipping is not customary in Singapore. Um, if ever you will be in a high-end restaurant, tipping is not really customary for them because it's just your choice if you wanted to tip your um, cost or guest or your employees that serves you. Next one is refer to the middle-aged and elderly people as uncle or auntie. Here in the Philippines, we also say tita or tito even they are not related with us. So in Singapore, they just the same with us. Then, while eating with chopstick, do not stick them upright in the bowl. It also shows bad luck for them. Next one is do not touch anyone's head as it is considered sacred by many. It is also the same with the Malaysian customs. It is also sacred for them to touch anyone's head. Next one is wear casual clothes, pack formal outfit, and dress shoes for high-end restaurants. So you need to dress up formally whenever you're eating in a restaurant because they prefer to be formal while eating. So for the next discussion, we're gonna talk about the traditional dish and the cooking method of both Malaysian and Singapore. So first one, the famous traditional dish in Malaysia, the rendang. It is an Indonesian meat dish that becomes popular in other parts of Southeast Asia like Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei. They believed to have been influenced by the North Indian curry, and it is consists of meat stewed for many hours in coconut milk and spices. The next one is laksa or curry laksa. It refers to a Peranakan noodle soup dish popular in Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. It consists of thick with noodles or a rice vermicelli cooked in a rice or rich and spicy curry coconut milk soup. Curry laksa is made with a spice paste consisting of a variety of ingredients like garlic, shallots, lemongrass, and bilakan. It usually topped with a deep-fried tofu and a hard-boiled egg, beans, sprout, cockles, shrimp, and cuttlefish. When many people think of Malaysian food, the first dish that comes to their mind is the nasi lemak. It's Malaysian national dish and perhaps the one dish that best represents Malaysian cuisine. Nasi lemak literally means oily or fatty rice and refers to a rice meal made with fragrant rice cooked in a coconut milk and pandan leaf. It serves with the side sambal and garnishes like cucumber slices, ikan bilis, small fried archers or roasted peanut, and a hard-boiled or fried egg. And the Three other traditional dish are char kway teow, popea, pisang goreng, and satay. But I just highly discuss the three main traditional dish in Malaysia, which is the rendang, nasi lemak, and the curry laksa. So the next one is the or Singaporean traditional dish. So just like what I've discussed about the Malaysian traditional dish, both Malaysian and Singapore sharing the same traditional dish, just like the laksa, nasi lemak, and the rendang. They are the highlighted dish that both Malaysian and Singapore have the same traditional cook. So the next one is the cooking method. Cooking method in Malaysian use the dry heat method include the menomis, minyanga, minyangalay, and minlayor. Most or moist heat method also include in minanak, menjerang, mensilor, and merine, meresik, and mimiyang or methods of cutting, while melayur is a food wrapper. So the next one is the Singapore cooking method. They just only use boiling, roasting, sauteing, brossing, steaming, and poaching. And that's all.
Good day everyone, my name is Hanilin and I will talk about Malaysian and Singapore beliefs. First is beliefs of Malaysian cuisines. Malaysians have a deep appreciation for their cuisine, which reflects the country's diverse cultural influences. And here are some beliefs about Malaysian cuisine. First is cultural fusion. Their cuisine is a harmonious blend of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and indigenous influences. It represents the multicultural population of Malaysia and showcases the flavors and cooking traditions of these different ethnic groups. Second is their regional variations. Malaysians celebrate this within their cuisine. Each state or region has its own unique dishes and flavors. For example, Penang is famous for its street food, while Sarawak is known for its diverse indigenous cuisine. Next is pride and passion. Malaysians take great pride in their local dishes and often engage in passionate debates about their favorite foods. They express their love for Malaysian cuisine on social media platforms, showcasing their deep connection to their culinary heritage. And Malaysian cuisine believes that their cuisine is not only a source of nourishment, but also a symbol of its national identity and cultural diversity. Next, let's talk about the beliefs of Malaysian about the dish laksa. Malaysians have strong beliefs and pride when it comes to the dish laksa. And some key beliefs of Malaysians about laksa is that they celebrate the diverse regional variations of laksa, such as laksa Kedah, laksa Jono, and laksa Sarawak. Each variation has its own unique flavors and ingredients, representing the culinary traditions of different regions. They also believe that laksa is a subject of passionate debates on social media among Malaysians. They express their preferences and defend their favorite types of laksa, creating a lively discussions and showcasing their love for this beloved dish. In addition, laksa is considered a beloved national dish in Malaysia, representing the country's rich culinary heritage and diverse cultural influences. It embodies the flavors and traditions passed down through generations. And the beliefs surrounding laksa reflect Malaysians' deep connection to their culinary traditions and their appreciation for the diverse flavors and regional variations of this iconic dish. Next, let's talk about the beliefs of Singaporean cuisines. Singaporeans do place importance on maintaining a hot-cold balance in their diet for health benefits. They believe that certain traditional foods possesses medical properties and consuming them is necessary for maintaining good health. This belief is deeply ingrained in their cultural practices and influences their food choices. The concept of hot cold balance is seen as a way to achieve overall well being and harmony within the body. Moreover, Singaporeans embrace a cross cultural approach to food and readily adopt and enjoy cuisines from different cultures. With its multicultural and multiracial identity, Singapore's food scene is incredibly diverse, offering a wide array of international cuisines. Food serves as a unifying force, bringing people from different backgrounds together and fostering a sense of community. In a cosmopolitan society like Singapore, um, both eating for health and eating for pleasure are highly valued. And Singaporeans appreciate the importance of nourishing their bodies with nutritious food. But they also indulge in the pleasures of delicious and flavorful dishes. This balance between health and enjoyment is a reflection of the diverse cultural influences and the rich culinary heritage of Singaporean cuisines. And it's truly a celebration of flavors and traditions. Okay, let's talk about the beliefs of Singaporeans about the dish laksa. Laksa holds a special place in the hearts of Singaporeans due to its cultural significance and diverse culinary heritage, blending Chinese and Southeast Asian flavors. When we talk about their beliefs, for many Singaporeans, laksa is more than just a dish. It's an emotional and cultural experience. Different versions of laksa can evoke memories of family gatherings, childhood experiences, or special occasions, and Singaporeans have different preferences when it comes to laksa. Some may prefer the spicier and more coconut based version, while others might enjoy a milder and tangier version. Overall, laksa is cherished by Singaporeans for its cultural significance, diverse flavors, and the memories it brings forth. It's a dish that brings people together and sparks conversations about different tastes and preferences.
These customs and traditions contribute to the unique cultural identities of Malaysia and Singapore, fostering a sense of unity and diversity within their societies. Malaysia, table manner and table settings. In Malaysia, before you enter the house, you must take off your shoes and clean your feet at a water pipe or a big jar full of water which is called tempayan that you can find in the entrance of the house. That is the reason why Malay houses have a water pipe or big jar full of water at the entrance of their houses. When all guests sit on the floor around Sabra, a tablecloth placed on the floor, the meal can be served. Traditionally, dishes are served all at the same time, not in a specific order since the meal is going to be eaten by hand. The tip of the finger should be clean first. That is why a jug kettle or a bowl of water is placed. Don't forget, you only use your right hand to eat, and the left hand is never used. There will be more than one dish that would be served along with rice. For the gravies, a spoon will be served but for dried dishes only. It is expected to be eaten by your right hand. Normally, men and women do it separately, but if it is a small private gathering, they may be seated all together. The Malaysia have seating ways. Men should crisscross their feet in front, called bersila, and women fold their feet on the right side, called bersampa. Singapore table manner and table settings. Food is usually placed on a table with all dishes served at once and shared among everyone. It is polite to allow the host to select all the dishes. It is the proper practice to begin eating only once the host has invited the guests to do so. Common utensils are chopsticks and soup spoons. Western cutlery is also used but not as often. Chopstick etiquette is widely practiced. For example, chopsticks should never be rested vertically. A gentle burp is considered to be a sign of appreciation of good food. In light of the ethnic diversity, some ethnic groups do not eat particular meats. For example, Malays typically do not eat pork and Indians often do not eat beef. To leave a small amount of food on your plate indicates that you are full and well satisfied by the meal. To empty your plate entirely suggests the host did not provide enough food.
Today I would like to explain to you where the laksa originated, as well the method and techniques of it from Malaysia and Singapore technique, the different and how they serve it and cook it as well. Laksa is a popular dish in both Singapore and Malaysia country. However, the preparation and flavors vary significantly. Thick rice noodles, also known as laksa noodles, are the most usually used, but thin rice, vermicelli, or they called bihon or mihon, are also popular, and some recipe may make their own rice noodles from scratch. There are many different style of laksa, but in Singapore, there are one particular place where laksa is very popular, which is in Katong City, which laksa cuisines are famous and authentic. In Singapore, they serve laksa in bowl and you have to use only a spoon compared to the other country that serve it. And usually they give you extra chili to make it more spicy and flavorful. At the same time, you will taste its rich broth with creamy coconut milk flavor that very special in Singapore servings. From the flavor of all the seasonings and dried prawns, it gives extra frank to its taste. In Malaysia, there are several variations of laksa, but one of the most well-known is asam laksa, which includes a sour and tangy fish broth prepared from tamarind or torch ginger rather than the coconut milk. It is aromatic from corianders,